But I had so much fun with these dudes, and then he fired me. He just didn't. He just didn't give me no more shows.
So we get to LA. My question for you is, like, what was like one of the first major lessons playing this game of Los Angeles and Hollywood, like that stung though? Something that like
the friendships, I would say. First thing is when I first got here, I started working for Cedric the Entertainer. That was also a little strategy move. It was Chris Spencer's 40th birthday. He had a show at the Savoy, and I knew that Ced was going to be there. I knew his performance, so I said, "Yo, let me get on the show." Chris let me go on the show. I went up early, killed it. And one of my friends from college was Ced's nanny. So next morning I hit her like, "Yo, I performed last night. Ced was there, just tell him that, I'm your friend." So he's like, "Oh, that dude was funny as hell. Yeah, you know what? I think I might want to work with him. Give me his number." Like an hour later, I'm on the phone with this nigga. So he like, "Yeah, man, you funny as hell, dog. I'm looking for some writers and shit. Come on tour with me. I can probably do some, come do a show." He's like, "I'm gonna put you on a show, see how I go, and then we go from there." So I did a show with him, and then I watched his set, and I gave him some tags for like his material, and he liked it. And then I also had some other ideas, and I was just like extremely excited and proactive about it. He's like, "Yeah, I like that. I like that you hustling, and you trying to do this and that." And I was still working with Kev, but it's like on the shows that the weekends where they both had shows, I would go work with Ced. And this is before Kev was who he was. He was just like headlining comedy clubs, and that's how Spank came along. So Spank got on because I told Kev to put him on. Because Kev he didn't want to do it at first. I was like, "Man, Spank, just put him on for the shows I ain't doing." And so that's how all that happened. But when I started giving Ced some original material, he didn't like it. I was like, "Yo, why you don't talk about your family?" I said, "I think, because Ced is, he's the entertainer. He don't really get personal with his material. He talks about a lot of observational shit, and he might bust out in a song. How Ced is. And he just likable.
It works though, right?
No, I love it. He's likable. He's where he is for a reason. But he's never really gone into that family thing and talk about his personal life. So I was like, "Yo, why don't you do that?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about it." But he was still hesitant at that time. I don't know if he ever started. I haven't seen him I've seen him perform recently, but I don't remember him talking about no family shit. So and then I tried to give him some other material that I felt would work for him. I was trying to write from his mind, and he just wasn't feeling it. So from that, my confidence went down. And then it was me, him, and JJ on the show. JJ is a fucking beast. So he had JJ hosting, and then I would go on after JJ, and then Ced go up. So it was kind of like I was the fluffer and shit. JJ go out there, kill it. I go behind him. I took a couple boots to the face on some of them shows we did. I was like,
What do you think? Why do you think he was like not feeling? Was it a kind of an attack on his artistry?
No, you know what? I was making, the jokes might have been corny, but I felt like they would have been funny if he said it. Like, I don't know, I was just he talks about, a lot of observational shit in music and stuff like that. So I was like, I think I wrote one joke like, something about T-Pain, like, name T-Pain because the nigga ugly. Like his face make you hurt, or some shit like that.
What was said? Is this like on a phone? You asking him?
Nah, I just like emailed it or something. I think, I don't know.
And his response like, "Nah."
He didn't do it. It was just like, "Nah, that ain't it." That kind of thing. And I guess one thing I really didn't think about is maybe that these are his friends. He probably knows these people. So he just didn't do it. But I had some of the best, and I worked for 6 months, but I had some of the best times of my career enjoying myself when I worked with Ced. me, Said, and JJ, we used to just laugh so much. And then he had this dude that was his security named Rashawn. But I had so much fun with these dudes. And then he fired me. He just didn't. He just didn't give me no more shows. He ain't like he was like, yo, you fired.
And just didn't get the invite back. What you think that was from?
It just wasn't working for him. He brought me on. For me, it was like, yo, I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to perform. For him, it was really like he wanted somebody that was going to contribute. And I wasn't doing that. Here's the funny shit about that story. Malik S. I did not like this nigga for no reason. I didn't even know him, I didn't like him for the same reason that people don't like me. I ain't like the nigga swag. The nigga was too confident. He was too confident. He wasn't going out his way to speak to nobody. Right. And I was like, who this nigga think he is? Like, that's how I looked at him. And that's how people look at me until they get a chance to know me and they know I really ain't like that. And so the last show that I did was Said, we at the airport, we waiting for our bags. Malik S comes up and they're like, hey, wait, and he knew him because Malik had worked with DL. So Said knew him. So, they talked to him, they busting up, and I'm sitting there just ice grilling this nigga, right? So when he walked off, they was like, shit, what was that all about? They was like, what's going on? I was like, yeah, I don't like that nigga. And they had said, KB says manager had got Malik's number. I was like, I don't like that nigga. They was like, well, I was like, I just don't like him. And when they fired me, guess who they hired? Yep. They hired Malik. And then I ended up doing Comics Unleashed with Malik. And, we talked a little bit. And then after that, when I seen him, we would chop it up a little bit. And then we started getting cool. And then I was like, yo, before you hear from anybody else, I'm going to tell you, I was hating on you, nigga. I was like, I just didn't like you. He was like, why? I was like, I don't know. I just didn't like you. I said, and that's what I got. For me hating, you end up getting the job that I had. And now that's my dog.
Is that kind of like a lesson that you kind of got out of that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My first lesson is don't judge your book by its cover. Matter of fact, it wasn't nothing wrong with the cover of the book. I just didn't. It was just something about him I just didn't like. It was like I didn't think he was that funny, and he just was. He just didn't go out of his way to speak to me. He didn't speak to me, and I was just like, who does this nigga think he is? For no reason. And I learned a lesson that day, in this whole experience. And I told him, I'm a real motherfucker. Everybody say they're real. Ain't nobody gonna go up to a nigga and be like, yo, I was hating on you. And I was wrong for that, and I apologize. Right. And then we got super cool after that. That's my dog. And I'm happy for him. I never got mad that he worked with Said. He deserves it. He's on the TV show now. He's doing his thing. He deserves all that shit.